Hi travelers, I am back today again. I can't believe it, with another open reading. This is going to be a short reading, not one at length like I had kind of yesterday. Again, we're coming up on that Jupiter-Pluto sextile, and as I was saying yesterday, most astrologers will tell you that sextiles, are minor. This one will not be minor. And you only get a Jupiter cycle once every 12 years, right? And right now Jupiter is in Scorpio. So, and Scorpio rules other people's money or other people's resources. This could be through spouses, through family, through friends, through organizations. And Jupiter wants to bring you luck, growth, and abundance. And Pluto wants you, particularly in Capricorn, wants to kind of tear down some structures and change them for the better, but at a very, very core level. Now, Pluto is also the ruler of Scorpio, and the what do they call? I think they call that an inception. I'm not exactly sure. Where it's going to be making an aspect back to the sign in the house that it rules. So I know that I didn't call that right, but whatever. So that's what we're going to be doing. We've got a new moon in Aries coming up on the 15th. The Pluto Jupiter conjunction is on the 14th. And we still have our Mercury retrograde in Aries along with Uranus. And so that's why you see a lot of market upheaval and threats of war and talks of war and people fighting and stuff being coming to light, but we still don't know the real truth of whatever it is that we're being shown. And some of you may be going through some of these things yourself in your personal life, and the rest of it could just be, maybe it's somebody that you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Prism of Visions Tarot. I don't use this deck very, very often, but I really do like it. I try to stick with decks that people know or they've, kind of learned in watching my channel. I probably have over 60 decks, so it just, depends. So here we go. We're going to lay down 9 cards. King of Pentacles. There's our Taurus. Now, Scorpio is the 8th house is opposite the 2nd house, and the 2nd house is the house of Taurus. Again, I am using the natural astrology, the way that the signs naturally fall in a chart. He is ruled by Venus. Well, here is the Hierophant, also ruler of the 2nd house. Well, not ruler of the 2nd house, but the Hierophant can speak to, remember I was just talking about those organizations, so this could be like charities or church groups, but it can also stand for any place there is a large hierarchical structure. So we could be looking at hospitals, the government, the military, universities, higher learning, things of that nature. But interestingly enough, the Hierophant also is ruled by Venus. Here is the Wheel of Fortune. And there's our Jupiter aspect, okay? That is, what do you call it? The 9th house of Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules higher learning, higher education, post-secondary education. It rules foreigners. By foreigners, I mean people who may not necessarily live at a distance from you, but may be of a different race, a different religion, a different belief. It rules the internet, import, exports, definitely foreign issues, okay? Here's the Sun. So off the bat, I have 3 major arcana. That Wheel of Fortune is speaking to me. Then I have this 8 of Swords. Wow. This is kind of like a repeat of yesterday. Remember I had that 8 of Swords come out? Different imagery, but the energy is the same. Followed by the Queen of Wands. Wow. Well, now, the Queen of Wands would typically be a fire sign in Aries, Leo, and or Sagittarius. We are going through this time frame of an Aries stellium. Here she sits underneath the sign or the card that represents Jupiter and or Sagittarius, backed up by the sun. The sun is the fire principle, so it does rule all fire signs. That would be the first house, the fifth house, the ninth house. Yeah, those three houses. Okay. Judgment. Wow, this is big. That's another Pluto card. Here's the Four of Cups. And then a Four of Pentacles. Wow, two fours. What's under the deck? The Seven of Pentacles. And it's quite interesting because the overall message that I'm getting, particularly with this being the overall energy, I'm always talking to you about how Jupiter wants to bring you opportunities, but he's also about planting seeds. Okay. Again, you only get a Jupiter cycle once every 12 years. And so look to see what planets and bodies you have in your 8th house or in the sign of Scorpio. Okay. Interestingly, I have this Eight of Swords right in the middle. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana. We saw that same pattern come out yesterday, where it's in with these two fours on the outside and the Judgment card, and this is a 2. It's telling me that something is on hold. There is a wait. Again, for some of you, this could be some kind of legal issue here. Remember I said that Sagittarius rules the, what do you call it? The law and legalities, not only karmic law, but secular law. Now, I'm picking up hints of Juno in this card. And for those of you who know the astrology, Juno was the wife of Jupiter. Okay. And Juno is about commitment, but it can be commitment in a sense that doesn't allow you any freedom. Okay. It can be quite liberating to be single and free without a whole lot of obligations, but there really is no security in that. If something happens and you're alone, you're by yourself, you've got nobody else to count on, right? But then Juno represents that energy of being in partnership or in relationship with someone, absolutely not having any freedom to maneuver or wiggle around or do whatever it is you want to do, but yet you stay because it offers that kind of status and security. Okay. That's the peacock imagery. I don't know if you saw that. See the peacock? That's one of Juno's symbols. Now, having this Eight of Swords in the center is this idea that perhaps you feel like you're boxed in, or maybe you're not even wanting to truly deal with whatever it is that you are, what is occurring around you. This King of Pentacles. So some of you may be dealing with an earth sign male. Whether same-sex or heterosexual, whomever's going to take the role of the male and whomever's going to take the role of the female. Now, this King of Pentacles is doing a headstand on top of this particular bull. So this either tells me that this person's values or are maybe flipped around or upside down, or it's somebody who might be a risk taker, but yet is still able to maintain some kind of balance. This could be in finances. And there's definitely something going on here with this Queen there's this knighting of the Queen of Wands, the King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Judgment. And this Judgment is literally opening the door to a different dimension. It is literally about stepping through a portal. I do feel that some of you have met this King of Pentacles individual. Not saying that this person is definitely an earth sign. This person could work in finances, can own business, can own property. But he's someone who is quite, from the message that I'm getting from the card, can be quite unconventional in some way. And he comes with the energy of the Hierophant. So this could even be a boss, or someone who heads an organization, but it's going to be somebody who is, he's coming through as Apollo as well. Now, we do have Apollo moving into Aries. Apollo is the sun god. Apollo is about leadership, either yours or it is about someone who is a leader or someone you feel that you can follow. But this person is coming to shine a light on something for you. This is what I'm getting. It's almost as if the person is a teacher here. He comes with the energy of the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter is known as the Grand Benefic, or the Guru sign. Okay, he's the Guru planet. He teaches us things. It's not Saturn. Saturn is known as the Taskmaster. In other words, he puts us through a whole bunch of trials and tribulations, and ask us, to really roll up our sleeves and do the hard work so we can get through whatever it is we're trying to get through. Jupiter kind of comes in, and he wants to teach us things, but things that are more expansive and have to do with abundance, and not necessarily on a financial level. This is going to be spiritual abundance, or abundance of knowledge, abundance of experience. Was it Mark Twain who said that travel is the enemy to all bigotry and hatred? So this could even be about traveling someplace where people are completely different from you, but through that experience you gain this wealth of knowledge. That is a resource. Okay, it is this Eight of Swords. Let me show you this card. You see, the person is sitting in the snow behind these swords. These swords are all lined up. And what are swords but thoughts, belief, perceptions, ideas, and communication? So this could be the idea that you've been trying to lay down things in a logical or orderly manner, and now you're at a place to where either you feel you can't deal with it, you don't see an end in sight, or perhaps you are even just fearful. You are not contained in this mental prison. What was that, Bob Marley? None but ourselves can free our minds. So whatever constraints that you have or limitations you have placed on yourself, this is really through your own thinking. Now here's this Queen of Wands, and this Queen of Wands, she's backed up with the Sun. So I'm not exactly sure if this is a work issue, or it could be a ambition or desire, like maybe you've been wanting to do something, but you have been a little bit perhaps lagging in your own self-esteem or belief that you can get this done. This is the same message that came across kind of yesterday. It's just being told in a different story. So now with these two fours, the Four of Cups, meaning that I think some of you know that you're supposed to step through. See, look, that's Pluto and Jupiter. I'm talking to you about that conjunction, that aspect right now. Well, here they are. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. The Judgment is Pluto. And this could be an indication that for some of you, there is going to be some kind of light at the end of the tunnel. I think it's going to come through either a visit or some news or the actual discovery of something. But in a way, it kind of tells me you are protected. The reason why I say this is, again, it's a Juno card. And the reason why I say this, they're the feathers. Juno, was it Juno Moneta? Right. She had a flock of geese as well. No, this is Ops. Not, well, no, it is Juno. It is Juno. The peacock, as well as the geese. But also Minerva, I think, had a flock of geese that saved. I don't know. Let me look at my book here. Where's my Adobe? These are the symbols, and you know, when I write you guys those articles, I'm giving you some of the symbols that they come with. I think it's Juno Moneta, if I'm not mistaken. So there's another Juno card here. Okay, there's protection offered to you by Juno, the goddess Juno. Now, or at least an alert that something is about to change. You know, look here. I have. There's a bull. Look, and there's a bull. Can you see the outline? So definitely this is about personal finances. This is about self-esteem. This is about security. Perhaps your own, well, yes, it would have to be your own personal security. The Four of Cups, though, is the card of not being quite, you know, oftentimes it is interpreted as boredom. But sometimes I've seen this card to act as kind of a warning, in the sense of saying, don't dismiss something out of hand because it seems to be not what you think it is, because it could hold the key. The reason why I say that is he's got two cups lying down and 2 cups sitting up. Not like the other where there's 3 cups and 1 being handed out. 2 cups have been knocked down. So this tells me that in one respect, some emotional attachment or some emotional thing has either kind of been tamped down or put to rest, and now there's an option. 2s bring options. They speak to options and choices and decisions. And I think that many of you know that something has to change, is changing, will be changing, and you're just kind of maybe trying to sit with that energy. Yes, definitely there's some financial issues here. And then we have this 4 of Pentacles. Conserving. Hanging on. This could be about, you know, it could literally be about work, about finances. This card could also be maybe dealing with somebody who is rather stingy, and not just with their finances, but with all of their resources. You know what I mean? Time, compassion, sympathy. But 2 4s also can speak to being overly cautious about something, but they also speak to some kind of possible home move or address, you know, move of address, change of address here. What I'm picking up from this is that during this time frame, for many of you, you are really, if you have not, you need to be planting some kind of seeds, planting ideas. This could be going to someone, taking an idea to someone. Maybe you've been afraid the person was going to reject you in some way. Take it anyway. Plant that seed, because Jupiter here is trying to bring you something. And in a sense, these 2 4s are telling me that there is a delay, but I don't sense this is a delay for anything negative. Okay, I guess it depends on how are you a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of a person. Wheel of Fortune with the Sun. The Sun is always here to illuminate something for you. It's trying to show you something. Next to the 9 of Cups, well, actually, this is the most positive card in the deck. There's the Sun-Pluto alignment. Venus, Jupiter, Pluto, and the Sun. There's definitely finances. You know, the whole thing it's about love and finances. Okay? Romance and finances. Look, she's planting her seeds. She's planting them in the ground. Now, For some of you, this could be the idea that you yourself have been, whether male or female, you are a business owner. You are somebody who's, been pretty good, but now suddenly your finances may be a bit upside down. Can say that. Let me look at this Four of Pentacles right quick so I can kind of give you this, what it's trying to tell me here. It's also saying you're going to have to let something go. These are some of the few pentacles in the suit that do not glimmer. Well, yeah, look at that. I didn't even notice that. See how glimmery and shiny that is? Well, there ain't no fairy dust on those. And there's a little bit of fairy dust on the top of those. Okay, that's interesting. By hoarding this abundance and refusing to share or invest, the miser's wealth has become stagnant and self-diminished. Blind to his spiritual penury, he believes he has succeeded in his ventures. Take a lesson from this unhappy man. A dependence on the status quo will only leave you unprepared when change inevitably shakes you. Relinquish your grip. Let yourself go. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And there's a time, something's coming where you're going to have to let something go. I don't know what this is. This is really what this is really, it's the same message kind of came through yesterday. And then when I pulled the cards, the oracle cards, they both came up with the same thing. So this is really, I don't know who this message is for. Hell, it could even be for me. I don't know. I don't know who this message is for. But the cards are really trying to get your attention. If you recognize this situation, I want to look at something. I only have three. I have three. What am I trying to say? 3 pip cards here. So I want to look at let's see if the Four of Cups can tell me anything next to the Judgment, next to the Sun, next to the touching on the Hierophant, touching on the Wheel of Fortune. Here is the Wheel of Fortune. It's touching on that. And there's this. When the Four of Cups appears with the Wheel of Fortune, it tells of a new direction and new interest coming about, usually within a fortnight. That's 14 days and 2 weeks. That's our new moon phase, moving into to the full moon. It asks you to become fully involved, and this will lead to a beneficial outcome for all concerned. It tells of a new interest coming up over the next 14-day cycle and implies that involvement is imperative. Remember, I was saying to you, it keeps speaking to the idea of don't dismiss something out of hand. Okay, that keeps coming across. Let me take a look at this Eight of Swords here, because the Eight of Swords is a funny kind of a card. Just in terms of its placement, these are not next to the Sun. Implies that regardless of current adverse conditions, a definite change for the better is on the way. It tells you to persist as your hard work, effort, and intent will bring the desired outcome to fruition in quick time. Perhaps assisted by a female. I think this is a male reading. Well, I'm not going to just put it like that, but the energy is distinctly male. Jupiter was a philanderer. But he was also the king of gods. I mean, he was the shit. But he had a lot of women and he had a lot of kids. So this could be, it's a Sagittarius card. That's the sign of the bachelor. They are kind of restless. They like a lot of freedom within relationships. And Juno, as Jupiter's wife, no matter how much she bitched about, you know, him having affairs and having children out of wedlock, she never divorced him. She never left him. She stayed because she liked the status, being known as the Queen of Heavens. He was the King of Heaven. She was the Queen. She liked the status. She liked the riches. She liked the lifestyle. I don't, you know, something is changing here, and I don't know what or whom this is referring to. So there's our Eight of Swords, and it's only next to the Sun, and it's telling you that no matter what adverse conditions, this is like a rebound in some way. But you're required again to, I think, to let both of you are going to be required to let something go. Yesterday the oracle cards spoke of forgiveness. I don't know what, you know, somebody out there knows what this means. Let's look at this Four of Pentacles next to, let's see what we can. To the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. 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 I want you to pay attention to this. There's the Wheel of Fortune. There's the Four of Pentacles. And here is the Seven of Pentacles. Now listen. The Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Pentacles, when the Four of Pentacles appears next to these two cards, advises that you go ahead with your plans as success is assured. You will greatly benefit. It brings a message that you will have success in all that you undertake at this time. It is a positive sign to go forth with your plans. The Four of Pentacles next to the Seven is a message to proceed with your plans and goals as success is around you. Take advantage of this prosperous time. Look what's underneath. The Emperor. And if I didn't know my cards, that almost looks like a cow skull. Huh? So I don't know what some of you are doing or have been hesitant in doing, or maybe you're dealing with someone, or maybe you've been kind of holding back on your, I'm going to just pull cards quickly on this Eight of Swords here. I feel for some of you this is as a female, or taking the female role in the relationship. This is about you showing up at a pivotal time for somebody who, for all intents and purposes, has their shit together, so to speak. But I think there's something that they're trying not to deal with, that they are being asked to let go, and that the intersection of you and this individual, eventually there's going to come a place or a time in which you are going to, both of you, have to let something go so that you can move ahead forward, no matter if this is a business deal or what. It could be simply that the individual doesn't want to change their life. They're not, or they say they're not ready to change their life. Maybe they don't see a way out of whatever it is that they're in. And so maybe right now they're acting rather selfish, and not wanting to share whatever it is that they have with you, whatever those resources are. But also that they are conserving. Because things are kind of upside down. That's really what I keep getting. There is this idea of some kind of, something is off balance. This is what I'm getting, but I can't quite pick up on who that relates to. Mercante, Fidelta, and the Donna Maritata. Now, again, in one respect, this could be them dealing with an ex, Juno. Somebody who still likes that status or that stature. I don't see there's a separation here. But yet, the imagery of somebody being alone in the snow. This could also be the idea that someone is trying to work out the idea of moving forward ahead in a relationship. The friend, the person you can trust, the one you can count on, the protector, the confidant. Seriously, you tell a dog something, you could tell a dog, I want to kill all my neighbors. That dog is not going to tell nobody. You know? Seriously. So that is the protector of secrets. He is man's best friend. Okay? A wild thing that has been domesticated to be both friend and hunter and protector and guardian of not only of man. Your first line of defense. This tells me that there's something is coming for some of you. Now, I don't know if some of you are dealing with you know, I don't know. You'd have to get a personal reading. I'm not even going to speculate because I just don't know. Again, for those of you, I've made non-members of the website. I made it really easy for you. I've got that 72-hour flash sale. It's going to be ending on Saturday. You simply go to, you're going to find the link to my site here on the bottom of the screen. You're going to find it in the About box section and also the description box of the video. Go there. When you get to the website, click on Tarot Readings or Tarot Products or Services. Hell, I don't even know what it says. The first thing up there says 72-hour flash sale. I've made it very easy for you to just click the PayPal me link. You fill out the form. Tell me which reading you want. There's a discount off for you guys. Website members, yours is located, your flash sale is located in the members area. I went back and did it because somebody emailed me this morning. I see the flash sale, but I don't see the products. It's a link. Click it. It'll take you to where you need to go. Okay? This is interesting. I don't know what this is about. So you'll have to, to know specifically what is happening requires a personal reading. That's the bottom line. Some of you, this could be a boss. Some of this could be your spouse or your mate that you're with. For others of you, it could be an ex-spouse or mate that you're dealing with. For others of you, this could be somebody who's already entered into your life, but right now kind of things are on hold. It just says, no need to worry. I don't even have to pull another card on this. So here we go. Let me read it to you. Your worries and concerns regarding your question are unnecessary. The divine and your angels have the situation well in hand, and everything is going to turn out perfectly. Obsessing over this subject isn't helpful. The energy or fear and worry only slows the eventual manifestation of your desires. Visualize loving and happy outcomes and keep your thoughts positive. Very soon, you will wonder why you were worrying about this at all. I think that's some great sage advice. My thing is, the way I do my readings, it's about, a lot of times people have suspicions. I want to discover that. We want to confirm it. And then we want to empower you to do something about it. So that's what I have for you. I hope those messages helped. And until next time, namaste. Now, why did that do that? Oh, Mercury retrograde, you make me so sick. There we go. You know, travelers, this is going to be an addendum, and it's going to be on I'm just really curious about that message has been coming across for the past couple of days now. So I'm going to pull another deck of cards out, and I'm going to lay a quick, I don't even know, just let me, because I honestly feel that this applies to more people than what I'm bringing across. Oh shoot, I got the cards, I think, all confused. Hold on, I want to turn them around. So I'm going to pull out Four of Coins again. Now here's a King of Wands and a Seven of Swords. Here's a Six of Cups, a Three of Cups, and again the Emperor. So this definitely has to do with the Aries stellium that we're going through right now. And a stellium, for those of you who are not website members and you don't understand what I'm talking about, a stellium is when you have 3 or more planets in one sign or house. And that means that's where you're doing the most, or where the most activity is going to be. Aries rules the first house, the self, the ego, the appearance, the reputation. It also speaks to me. So this is about self-control and self-development. It's a fire sign. Here is, again, the Sun has come out. The Three of Wands. Something is trying to start here. The three, oh my God, 3 threes. Three of Coins. So I have Three of Cups, Three of Wands, Three of Coins, and the Knight of Wands. Again, this deck, this is some message. Something is coming for some of. Look, oh wait a minute. No, that's a King of Swords. But look what's under the deck. There is the Emperor. Oh my God. So I have 2 kings here. Again, 2 court cards. Now, there is some kind of either business deal, business negotiation, or some kind of project that is really trying to come together here. We see at the start, this is the situation, the Four of Pentacles. This is about long-term planning. Okay, this could even be financial planning. I don't know what this is, but it speaks to, again, conserving and saving up, perhaps being very cautious. Here is this King of Wands. We know that the King of Wands can be an entrepreneurial type of person, somebody who moves around a lot, does a lot of things, but don't really do nothing. What they do is they delegate a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? This is also in a funny way speaking to me about the Leo Aquarius, true node in North Node in Leo, true South Node in Aquarius. So really, I think for some of you, this situation is about some kind of karmic credit coming due, and a karmic credit or debt being repaid. I just don't know which end you're on. Okay. The Six of Cups. For some of you, this could be an issue relating to childhood. It could be, but it is also about kindness and compassion and nostalgia. But there's 3 cups missing. It goes down to a Three of Cups. So I do still sense that this is about leaving something behind, okay, so that you can start something new. Now, this King of Swords is all about planning and strategy and tactics and knowledge and skill. This is somebody who is very smart, who can sometimes be rather aloof in the sense that they may believe more in ideas than they do in actual, perhaps, relationships, or they may seem like they do. But it is somebody who is not going to allow his emotions to dictate what he feels is right, is logic. He's not going to bend to any kind of peer pressure. But then here's the sun shining on this lovely Three of Wands and this lovely Three of Coins. And in this deck, this Three of Coins is about taking a risk. Put your money on the horses. So that's about taking a risk. Okay, maybe it could be actual betting. I don't know. But then here comes this Knight of Wands riding in. So for some of you, it almost reads as though there was some kind of project or deal or business thing that kind of went sideways here. Here's that Seven of Swords. Okay. And in the Rider-Waite deck, the Seven of Swords traditionally stands for deception and lies and trickery. But it can also be that idea of things not being the way that they seem. It's about being of two minds. In this deck, the Seven of Swords is the... Oh, wow. There were two cards underneath that I didn't even see that just came out of the box. Well, isn't that interesting? So let me first give you the Seven of Swords. It describes work that begins or ends in darkness. It can refer to a secret mission that goes unrewarded or one that leads to infamy and disgrace. The keywords are struggle, exertion, effort, and toil. Okay, so in other words, remember I'm talking to you about, I was talking to you about Pisces, how Pisces can be that idea of working behind the scenes or things going on beneath the surface. Okay, so this is kind of like this, it could be psychic things. It could be 007 kind of a stuff. It's about maybe doing things without any recognition for them. Okay, and that's really what's coming across with this particular card. Three threes. Now, one interpretation is excessive flirting and cheating. I don't think necessarily that that's what this is about. I'm going to pull Sabilas on these three threes here, and I want to look underneath the deck. What I only have one major arcana in this spread, and that's the Sun here. This is our way out and our way through at the bottom. I haven't even shown you the cards, so I will in just a second. I want to take a look at this Three of Wands sitting right next to this Sun card here, because I think that's where my attention is being drawn, if it even says anything. Threes are always the start of something, though. No, it tells me nothing. Let me check this Six of Cups next to this Sun card. Because I have seen this. That's what it's telling me. That's why I've lost 3 cups. There's been some kind of misunderstanding here. This is what the Seven of Swords is telling me with this Six of Cups. There's been some kind of misunderstanding here between these two kings. Not an argument, not a fight, just some kind of misunderstanding here. Let me look at that. If it tells me, if it's the Seven of Swords next to the Six of Cups, if it tells me anything. No, it does not. Okay. Six of Cups. I just wanted to, I just felt as though that other reading was just not enough. For some reason, it just, I don't even know what I'm doing. Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, crap. Come on, don't do it. Now my phone is stuck. Holy moly. it doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. Isn't that funny? Okay, here we go. Six of Cups. Let's see if I can get you an idea on the placement here. Again, it's not next to the Emperor, but this is what it's saying. There's an indication, that's what I said, there may be some misunderstandings within a personal relationship that need to be discussed and resolved. That's exactly what I was getting with why I've lost the Three Cups. Remember, I always tell you sometimes it's not what's here, it's what's not here. Okay? And the other threes speak of a small but pleasant surprise. Holy shit. There are 4 kings here. There are 4 kings here. There's the King of Coins. And here is the King of Cups. There is the King of Swords. And there is the King of Wands. I don't even know what to tell you about that. I say in hushed tones. I don't even know what to tell you about that. So let me look. I have never seen this before. That's why I pull the cards out, because I've never seen this before. But there's a lot of people involved in this. Look, it says 2 kings of any suit indicate that a celebration, small promotion, public recognition, and or honor are ahead. 4 kings imply complete success with all endeavors. For some of you, maybe this Emperor card is just that. It's about finally getting the recognition due to you. I have never seen this before. Let me I don't even know what to say to you about this. You must challenge authority, even if that authority is your own. Consolidate your power and think strategically with your head, not your heart. This is a time for action, not apathy. The keywords are leadership, authority, confidence, control, reason, and logic. Remember I said to you about Apollo in the last reading? I'm going to pull cards on the 7 of Swords here. Something about working in the dark. This could be about a sudden recognition and all of the work that you've been doing without any recognition finally coming to the fore. It speaks about complete success. And this is what I think those cards were trying to tell me. The other spread that I did, and also the reading I did yesterday, it talks about complete success. So this is a huge change that's coming. Some kind of, and I do feel that it's some kind of karmic reward. Like maybe, you know, for many, many years you've been struggling and struggling and struggling, and you haven't been able to figure out why it is or what it is you need to be doing or how you can change it. And then all of a sudden the wheel just changes for you. It just turns. That's an interesting set of cards, and it's kind of played out like this yesterday as well. This could even be a judge of some kind of law enforcement official. So Speedy, waiting for your ship to come in. Something that has been done in the dark, and you've been waiting for literally your ship to come in. It's also the sighing and the waiting, because shit just hasn't been going right. Okay? Wait a minute. The il nemico, the rival or the enemy. But again, I'm kind of reading this card as though somebody being their own worst enemy. You see, they're running away from whatever that ship is. Whatever they've been waiting on to come in, now they're running away from it. Right? It's like they're trying to escape. There's a thing in astrology called a skip step. Okay, this is why you try to outrun your karma based upon, you know, you're trying to outrun it. You're trying to skip it so you don't have to go through the consequences of it. But look what they're running into. A new, not even looking, they're heading into some kind of commitment and some kind of contract. I really don't know exactly how that interpretation fits in, okay? But these cards are definitely telling you, no matter whether you are single and not in a romantic relationship, or if you are in a romantic relationship, if this is a business kind of a deal, if this is about your career, with other people being involved in this. Remember now, Jupiter is in Scorpio. What did I just tell you at the beginning? Jupiter in Scorpio is about other people's resources. So this could be a spouse, a mate, some kind of corporation, some kind of organization, charity. I mean, it really is an but there's somebody who's trying to skip a step. They're trying to skip it. Okay? They're not trying to either take that credit that's coming to them. I don't think they understand it. Or they're trying not to pay back a debt that they owe. But these cards are saying that they can't outrun this. Okay? And they can't outrun themselves. They're, in effect, they're being their own worst enemy in this in some way, shape, or form. It's almost like somebody's chasing you down the street, saying, hey, you dropped your wallet, you know, and you're running away from the person for whatever reason, and then you trip and you fall. But when you fall into a vat of money. That doesn't really make any sense, but you know, or you bump into somebody who can kind of change your life, so to speak. That really is what I'm getting. And so I had to pull cards on that. 4 kings. I mean, you saw it here. So again, you're going to have a personal reading to, but this, I think this covers more people than I think I'm able to bring to you. And I may not have the story exactly right, but you may recognize some portions of it. And then some of you just may be totally unaware. Right? What are you going to do? So that's it. I just wanted to kind of clear that up a little bit for you. Okay. Namaste.